Welcome back, everybody, to another Taskmaster challenge here on Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. It's a challenge that we do every week on Tuesdays with me and four other YouTubers. And this one is going to be particularly interesting. It's unlike anything we've done before, because in this one, the goal is to try, but to lose, and to lose as quickly as possible. So here's basically how it works. We are five Russian battleships, 1915 technology, against 5 German battleships, 1915 technology. Let me just read to you the scenario. This one's called Money for Old Rope, loosely based on a real ship class, the Gangut class. You are a junior Russian admiral tasked with building Russia's first ever dreadnought battleships. The Tsar has demanded that they are to be the most expensive ships in the world. But you know the Tsar isn't exactly an expert in naval architecture, and your rival and senior admiral is supposed to take command of these warships against the Germans. You must design a battleship that has at least 8 12-inch guns, though the Tsar would prefer or would be more than happy for you to exceed this. The cost of the ship, as displayed in the ship designer, earns points as follows. Of the 5 of us, the most expensive ship gets 4 points. Second most expensive, 3 points. Third, 2. Fourth, 1 point. And the cheapest ship gets 0 points. And of course, we have no idea what anybody else is going to spend, so none of us will know how many points are scored until all the videos are revealed. Then the second half of this, the other way that you earn points, is then it says to watch your admiral or your rival admiral take those 5 ships against the 5 1915 tech German battleships at 30,000 meters. Watch with glee as his ships fail and sink. They were the most expensive ships in the world, all his fault clearly. You must play the battle as if you're trying to win, so no turning your guns off, for example. However, you earn points based on the time in the game remaining according to the in-game clock once all your ships are sunk. So it's about getting them sunk as fast as possible. Again, fastest 4 points, second fastest 3 points, down to 0. So the max points obviously would be 8 points. The lowest you could be would be 0, and it could be anywhere in between. So that's the goal here, is to get sunk as quickly as possible, to have the most expensive ship. In doing so, let's dive into the design. So first things first, we have 2 options, Dreadnought 1, Dreadnought 2. Dreadnought 2 is $4 million more than Dreadnought 1, so that's obviously the way we want to go there. If we raise the displacement, it does bring up the cost more, even if we don't fill that whole displacement. So I'm thinking first things first, we obviously want to go with the Harvey armor, but look at the difference in cost here. It's only about $2 million. I want the Harvey armor because it's going to be a little easier for them to penetrate. What I'm hoping for here is to get in as close as I can, as fast as I can, and have him get some quick explosions to kill me. So with that in mind, we're going to go for the most explosive powder possible, which I'm guessing is probably going to be the Lyddite 2. I'm just looking here for the best flash fire chance. Obviously, it's not going to be as expensive, but Lyddite 2 is the way to go as far as wanting to get that flash fire. We're not, well, you know what, we could probably put anti-torpedo technology on this, because that's going to add to the cost, but torpedoes aren't going to be our main threat here. Again, I don't want any citadel protection, I don't want any anti-flood, and I don't want any bulkheads. So I feel like those are all things that are going to work against me. Let's go ahead and raise the range, though, because that'll add to the cost. I'm also going to raise speed, and you can see how much cost is added by speed. And the speed is also going to help me to get to him faster. I can get all the way up to 28 million by maxing out the speed. But I don't want to do anything that's going to help me repair my ship. So nothing like the auxiliary engines, no shaft, things of that nature. I think we'll go with light shells so that we don't do as much damage. We're also going to reduce the number of shells that we have. Beyond that, I'm not really sure how I want to go about this. Let's get the most expensive main tower up front. I think another thing that we can do is we can design this thing to have terrible aim. So, you know, we'll work on making the weight offset really poor on this thing as best we can. We do need to have at least 8 12-inch guns, so that's a non-negotiable on this. So let's go ahead and start throwing some of these on here. But here's the thing. If we throw him on the back and we're heading straight for him as fast as we can, he can't shoot very easily. So he's not going to be able to get a lot of shots on target early on. So that's kind of ideal as well. We're going to throw a bunch of funnels on this thing to make it really efficient and also make that more expensive. Alright, we got to get one more main gun. Actually, we need at least 8, right? We can put them all in the rear. And we can do it this way. We gotta scoot this one back. There we go. So that gives us 8, but they're all in the rear, which means they can't fire up front. We are overweight now, though, so, boy, let's see. We can't go down on bulkheads anymore. We can go down on armor, though. In fact, I mean, this is going to drive the cost down some, but not tremendously. What are we at? 32 million. All right, that's pretty good. I'm going to max out the armor on the conning tower because that'll drive the cost up some. Can we really go up to 100 inches of conning tower armor? That's fantastic. I don't know if I want to max out the turrets, though. It doesn't really change the weight that much. And I want those things to be easy to penetrate, so we're not going to protect them at all. No protection on the turrets. That's 32 million apiece. I don't think that's going to be enough to give me the most expensive ship, but I think it will get me killed fast, which I think also works. All right, we can also drive up the cost by switching to oil, going to force boilers. And we're also going to go to increased ammo shells because that increases our chance of a flash fire chance. So those are all things that I think will help to get us what we want. Now, I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I can do that will help drive the cost up without increasing my odds of survival. Just not sure that there is. Looks like we've got good engine efficiency. We ought to be able to fly in there pretty fast. 36 knots is going to close the distance really, really quickly. And then once we get close, we can kind of drop that down. Make it a little easier to hit us. Aft weight offset's 12. I wish I could do a little better than that, but I think that may have to do. Okay, so I've adjusted a few things, and I think I'm pretty happy with where things are. I've added some torpedoes underneath. Not that I care about using them, but it adds to my detonation chance. So we've got the biggest torpedoes that are available, increased ammo torpedoes, increased ammo on the shells. I went to heavy shells because, again, better chance of explosions. We're going to do everything we can to max out the opportunity for him to get a one-shot kill on me as quickly as possible. Double hull bottom will raise up the cost a little bit, but doesn't really add a lot of protection other than against torpedoes. I did add Hydro 1 and a rangefinder and advanced radio for the same reasons. They drive up the cost. And I think we're pretty happy. I don't know that this is going to be the most expensive, but I think it's the most expensive while simultaneously making myself easily killable. So $38,770,790 is the cost of my ship, and we'll see how it compares to the others. But now let's go see how quickly we can get 5 battleships sunk. Okay, here we go. So we need to start heading north. I want to get a tight formation. Keep all these ships nice and close together. And hopefully we can spot them as quickly as possible. Looks like the Death Trap is second in line. That is an ugly battleship. We're starting at 30,000 meters, and with 1915 technology, it's going to be a bit of time before we spot these guys. All right, there we go. We just spotted them. Let's start heading right toward him at max speed. But once we get in close, we'll drop the speed. Now, I can't intentionally act like I want to get sunk. Necessarily, I guess. Because I have to remember that the parameters of this mission are that the people who design the ships want them to sink. But the guys actually running the ships, the captains of the ships, don't feel that way. Alright, we're going to start slowing down because it's going to take some time for these things to slow down from 36 knots. We start turning broadside. See how quickly we can get one of these things to get a flash fire. Accuracy is going to be brutal even at this distance. We might get some torpedoes into these guys, which isn't ideal, but it added to the explosiveness, so I wanted to do it. I'm going to slow down for a minute because one of these ships is not doing what I want him to do. Still going 33 knots, man. It's just hard to get these things to slow down. Death Trap's taking a bunch of hits. There's a flash fire. And the only trouble with... Oh, their Death Trap's gone. I was going to say the only trouble with the flash fires is that they're all going to be in the rear because that's where all the ammunition is, but looks like that one worked out okay. Where is this ship going? See, I got two of them that are doing their own thing way out here. That is not helping me. There goes a second one. And there goes a third one. But the other two are way out there. I could be at inside a half hour, potentially, getting these things sunk, but the other two are way out there. And they're going to make this difficult. But boy, those first three went in a matter of minutes. Can't even get this one turned around. Oh, precious time ticking away. If these other two had been up that close, he might have gotten them by now. Oh, we're actually causing some damage on the Kaiser. There is a tiebreaker for this scenario that involves sinking enemy ships, but I don't think that's really going to be something that's going to happen for us, the sinking of enemy ships. I'm just too fragile. Oh, there we go. Yeah, 5 minutes have gone by since those first three were sunk. Ugh. That's frustrating because we could have probably had them all done by now. I should have been a little more cautious in my approach in controlling all 5 ships. I probably could have made that work better. Oh, 8 minutes since those first 3 were sunk. Brutal. Brutal extra time. They're not even firing on this guy right now. Oh, we just got it. Oh, there we go. There's an ammo detonation. We got it. We actually might sink one. Are we gonna sink the Kaiser? That would be interesting if I did actually manage to sink one of his ships. I don't know if that'll happen. Alright. Blagoya Nachalo is gone. It's just a matter of seconds now. There we go. Oh, it took 10 minutes to get that sinking. We are gonna sink the Kaiser. Maybe. Don't tell all the. Oh my gosh, he was down to like 1 or 2%, and he came back from it. So we might not destroy him now. I think they're going to get the Borodino before that happens. How quickly, though? Let's see how quickly this happens. I almost sank the Kaiser. I probably should have stayed firing on him. Got a torpedo in the water. It's not going to hit him, though. Man, these last 2 just took so much longer to sink. "14 minutes now since the first 3 went down in a matter of minutes." He's having a hard time sinking this last one. Come on, dude, what's your problem? There we go. 9:24:13. So that's what? 35 minutes and 47 seconds. 35 minutes, 47 seconds. So we'll see how the other guys do. Make sure you check out their videos as well. I have no idea who won. We won't until we see all the videos and we can tally the points. But that was a lot of fun. And come back every Tuesday at noon Eastern time, and we'll have another video in this challenge. Thanks for watching.